Hello, my name is Jimmy Choi. My testimony is very detailed, so please bear with me. Um, I'm 22 and attend George Mason University studying athletic training, hoping to work in the NBA. I've been attending KUMC of GW and KUMC of Koinonia for almost all of my life, and this is where I met Christ. When I was 13, I went to a retreat in the summer, and at the time, Pastor Sung-Soo was our youth pastor. And now before that, I never knew what it meant to follow Christ. But one thing I did know was that I loved to sing worship songs, and I didn't know why. I had two very close friends with me, and they always asked, "Why do you sing so loud during service on Sunday in children's ministry?" And I didn't know how to respond. They were my closest friends, and to hear that from them made me not want to sing again, and I kept quiet. So going back to the retreat in the summer, it was my first retreat as a youth student, and I realized how amazing it was accepting Christ for the first time. God made me realize that singing these songs pleased Him, and to me that meant a lot. I wanted to sing worship songs for God, and at that point I wanted to serve Him. That following year we moved to KUMC in Manassas, and this is where I began to serve on the worship team. We had a tough time in the beginning, having no pastors, not having a lot of kids, but God was faithful. We had a couple of pastors, and more people and kids began to come out. And during that time, I was still getting used to serving. I didn't know what it meant to serve and how to serve. I just knew how to play the drums a little bit and the electric guitar. And then we moved to Centerville, and this is when I began to understand what it means to serve God and follow Christ. I continued to serve on the praise team. I continued to go deeper with God. I continued to understand what it means to be a Christian. In 2011, I went on to the Mexico mission trip, and this trip made a big impact in my walk with Christ. I experienced supernatural things, and I wanted to share a story. We had a big team that went out, and about 20 of us, and we were halfway done with our trip, but we were very exhausted and tired from doing all the work. We decided to have a time of prayer together as a group, and Pastor Gunn, who was in charge at the time, decided that we all go around saying a prayer each. And I was sitting directly across from him, so it took some time to get to me. But once it was my turn, the first word I said was Father. And all of a sudden, rain just started pouring down really hard, and I couldn't say anything. It was raining so hard that I couldn't hear myself pray, and I was really shocked. Now, you could say that it was coincidence, but for me, I had a tough time. I had gotten sick, and I had started to question God. But that rain showed me that God is really alive and that He was really there. After this trip, I realized how real God was. How Christianity wasn't just about coming to church on Sundays and having service, but that it was a lifestyle, something that you live out. I began to read more of the Bible and learn so much and realized that it is God who changes you completely. It is God who made me realize that I am so broken and sinful, but that He forgives me and that He loves me for who I am, and that He sent His Son to die for us, and because of that, that made me want to change and become like Christ. But I knew that it was going to be hard. It was especially difficult when I had gone to college and I wanted to do what I had wanted to do. However, the grace of God had pulled me back to Him once again, telling me to trust Him. I've been through a lot at this church, and I am proud to be here because of what we as a church have gone through. We've had many great times, but we've also had a lot of hard times. And it is those hard times is why I am proud. We've been through many situations, but as a church, we continue to pray together, encourage one another, and support one another to get back on our feet with our faith in God. I believe God is with our church and that He has so much faith in us to become true followers of Christ. And I pray and hope that we continue to have this same faith in God as well. That we rely on His love, His grace, and His power to keep us going. I pray that we will not come to church as a duty, but as joyful followers of Christ, wanting to serve Him, wanting to worship Him, and wanting more of Him. Thank you.